Yo, hey, this shit easy, nigga. Hey, all I'm talking about, nigga, I'm still out here trying to get it.
Contender Regime Boxing, checking back in with y'all, man. What's going on? So I got a chance to go back and replay the Demetrius Andrade versus Liam Williams fight. I didn't get a chance to watch it live. You know, they had it, I believe it was over in the UK, and the fight came on at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. You know, I wasn't able to catch it, but I was able to go back and check it out, man. And, you know, Demetrius Andrade, he successfully defended his WBO middleweight title. He got the victory. He got a knockdown early in the fight, which I believe is that pretty much put him over the top. You know, he boxed well, but it wasn't his best performance. He didn't look phenomenal. He didn't look like a world beater or anything like that. And, you know, this guy, Liam Williams, of course, Liam Williams have nothing to lose. He's coming in and giving it all he has, and he did just that. He put up a great showing for himself. But, you know, I say all that to say this. Demetrius Andrade is probably at his peak right now, or over that peak. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Demetrius Andrade is going to get any better than what he is right now. You look at the long layoffs that he's experienced throughout his career, the lack of elite level competition. Could have fought Jermall Charlo back in 2012, 2013. Dropped out of the fight. Had an opportunity to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but Billy Joe Saunders popped dirty for steroids. And, you know, that was, in my opinion, that was devastating for Demetrius Andrade for his career, because this was recent. This was like, 2019? If I'm not mistaken. So this was like his second big opportunity to get somebody that's credible. I mean, he did beat Vanes Monterosian, which was a great win. I believe Monterosian was undefeated at that time. So back at 154, that was a great win for him. But this would have been his next opportunity to get a credible guy, somebody that people know and have some level of respect for as far as skill and ability, and Billy Joe Saunders. I mean, me personally, Billy Joe can fight. I don't think too much of Billy Joe Saunders. I'm just being real. You know, he decent, but that was what Billy Joe Saunders did with the nasal spray, the steroids, and, you know, popping dirty, being a drug cheat like so many of these other guys in boxing. You know, and people still give them respect and credit for shit when these are known drug cheats. You know, people have failed drug tests. Canelo Alvarez, you know, Canelo's about to fight Billy Joe Saunders. Both of those guys have failed drug tests. So, but like I said, I don't look too much into Billy Joe Saunders, but that was a good opportunity for Demetrius Andrade, and it was taken away from him, because after Billy Joe Saunders, you know, popped dirty, of course, the fight was called off. And, you know, they never got back around to making that fight. We thought that was going to happen, but Canelo swoops in and grabs Billy Joe Saunders, and Demetrius Andrade is left fighting another run-of-the-mill type of guy. So, you know, I say that to say this, that, you know, Demetrius Andrade, man, he's really, his best years are most likely behind him. You know, like I said, the layoffs, fighting this subpar competition, you're not getting better. You're not being forced to elevate your game. That's why you're seeing Demetrius Andrade in these fights where he's the clear favorite, where he should dominate and just go crazy. He's barely scraping by, just doing just enough to win, because the level of competition is just so low. Jermall Charlo, I know there's beef between Andrade and the Charlo twins, both of them, because like I said, Demetrius Andrade took an opportunity away from Jermall Charlo back in the day at 154. Both guys were champions. They could have unified. Demetrius Andrade, he took that opportunity away from Jermall Charlo. The fight was already damn near signed, sealed, and delivered. They had a day. They had everything ready to go. He dropped out of the fight, supposedly some last minute money issues, whatever. You know, he always had issues with his team, his management and shit like that. So the Charlos and Andrade, they have been having bad blood between each other ever since. And for that reason, that's the reason that Jermall Charlo is using to not fight this guy. Now, I'm going to keep it real. All that shit need to be buried and settled. Throw that shit in the trash. Forget about that. This is boxing. Y'all livelihood and career is on the line. Now, I believe that Demetrius Andrade, he wants the Jermall Charlo fight right now because he realized, like, Canelo's not going to fight. Canelo might fight him now, and that's why I'm making this video. With Andrade looking very pedestrian lately, I mean, he's still getting wins. He still ain't took no L, but he's not looking like 154 Andrade or Andrade when he first moved up to 160. He's looking like he's his best days is behind him. So Triple G just might fight him now. Canelo Alvarez just might fight him now. Y'all know Canelo, I've made plenty of videos on this. Canelo is a masterful cherry picker. He is one of the most strategic guys that I ever seen. He knows when to pick you. Like, he pick you when you just right. You know what I'm saying? He know when to pick you. You know, Andre undefeated. People gonna say, oh, he's an undefeated fighter. Black undefeated fighter. You know, Terrence Crawford just came out and said Canelo he been avoiding the top black fighters and stuff, which there's a lot of truth to that. But this is an opportunity for Canelo to pick him when it's just right, because he gonna get credit off of the name. He gonna get credit, even though Canelo fans say Andrade ain't never fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? If he get the Andrade fight and he beat him, they gonna give him all the credit in the world because he undefeated. He's a black fighter. He's a guy that everybody knows Canelo been avoiding. Canelo said he didn't want to fight him because his style was too boring. But this is a guy that people have been pushing for Canelo to fight. And now is the perfect time for him to try to fight him because Andrade ain't been looking good. So Triple G might fuck around and try to fight him, which I doubt still. Canelo actually might fight him. Or one of these other guys, one of these mandatory guys, or one of these run-of-the-mill guys, they might fuck around and get a win off of Andrade. Now the opportunity for Jermall Charlo to do what he should have did is going to be going down the drain. Yeah, Jermall Charlo already got credible wins on his resume. Austin Trout, Julian J. Rock Williams. The Korobov win was a good win, even though that was a last-minute replacement. Korobov is a decent fighter. But the Andrade fight is really what Jermall Charlo needs to be focused on. At middleweight, you unify titles at middleweight, you go ahead and get Andrade out the way. He's undefeated. It's a good look for your resume. It's a good look for your career. And you go ahead and settle that beef. Whatever beef y'all got, if it's really real like that, man, take care of that shit in the ring. Get your money. Get that dub on your resume. Hash that shit out. Put it behind you. Now people can't say you ducking Andrade and all this shit. You become unified champion. You already a 2-division champion, but now you get an opportunity to be unified champion at middleweight. You go ahead and do that. Bring a little bit of life to the middleweight division. You know, after that, maybe Triple G will be inclined to fight you, which I still doubt. I don't think Triple G gonna fight Demetrius Andrade or Charlo. But I tell you one thing, they'll fight Canelo and Triple G. They'll fight Andrade before they fuck with Charlo, I'm telling you. Because Andrade ain't been looking good lately. This is the best time for Jermall Charlo to go ahead and make it happen, because if he don't, he gonna miss out on a huge opportunity, and one of these other dudes gonna fight Andrade and get that dub, and he gonna be left looking crazy, fighting motherfucking Montiel and shit. I don't know. I've never seen that dude fight, and I mean, no disrespect to him, but I'm not interested in the Montiel fight. Jermall Charlo, I don't think he's avoiding Andrade because he don't think he can win. I think, we can break that fight down thoroughly whenever they actually make it happen. But man, I think Jermall Charlo will run through Demetrius Andrade. I'm talking about do him dirty. I've been saying that. I think he'll walk through Demetrius Andrade, beat him up bad. I'm talking stopping him, doing him dirty. So this, bro, I know you're not avoiding Andrade because you don't think you can win. It's all on some personal shit, but man, forget all that, bro. Jermall Charlo need to make that fight happen immediately, or else you're gonna miss out on a huge opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not gonna fight Andrade, ain't no use of you being at middleweight because you can't get Triple G. You know Canelo not coming down to 160 no time soon. And if you're not trying to fight Andrade, what the fuck are you there for? You might as well go up to 168. If you're not gonna fight Demetrius Andrade, bro, you don't got no business at 160. That's a graveyard division. Ain't shit going on at 160, and you the main reason why. You not the main reason. You one of the main. The main reason is because Triple G babysitting belts, and that motherfucker don't want to fight nobody. That's the main reason. And then Canelo, soon as Jermall Charlo became the mandatory for the WBC middleweight title, Canelo tucked his tail and went on up to 168 to fight Rocky Fieldhand and shit. So that's the main reason why the middleweight division is garbage. But Jermall Charlo, you are a huge component in that because you are refusing to fight Demetrius Andrade because y'all got some more elementary ass beef going on, man. Look, make that fight happen, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. How y'all feel about what I'm saying, man? Do y'all think Jermall Charlo need to just go ahead and make this shit happen? Put the past behind him and go ahead and try to work out a deal with Eddie Hearn now, man, and get Demetrius Andrade in the ring right now before somebody else get him. And they gonna get all the stripes and all the love off of it too. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, man. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.